outsider's perspective. My name's Ollie, and here's your loaf of daily bread. Today's loaf comes to us by way of Alan Watts, and he says the following: Your skin doesn't separate you from the world. It's a bridge through which the external world flows into you, and you flow into it. So I've been reading this book lately called The Untethered Soul, which was recommended to me by a friend from church. This book so far has been about experiencing the I am presence, or the I am consciousness. And it starts off by essentially undermining common ideas of what it means to be a self. So far, it centers around this question that is a spiritual practice in and of itself. Who am I? This was the spiritual or philosophical approach of a teacher named Ramana Maharshi. Essentially, he just coached his students to pursue this line of inquiry. Ask yourself, who am I? Logically rule out all of the answers that you can come up with until you arrive at the I am moment, which is not really a mental realization, it's more of an experience. It's like when the mind runs out of answers because you've dismissed and argued and dissected all of its previous answers. It just stops. And that's when you can experience yourself as you truly are, at your most basic, most essential. This is the experience that Nisargadatta Maharaj was talking about in the quote that I shared a while back. Wisdom tells me I am nothing. Love tells me I am everything. That moment where you realize that all the things you think you are not it, and the mind becomes quiet, that's the experience of knowing that you are nothing. And nothing is not the right word. This is just an attempt to express something in words that just, by its very nature, transcends language. So it's just one way of saying, I am. You could say, I am nothing or I am everything, but the experience is the same. It's a dissolution of old ideas of who you are. It's the dissolution of old boundaries. And when those walls come down, you realize that you just go on. And this is what Alan Watts is talking about right here, my friends. He's saying your skin is not the outer barrier of your body, of yourself. You don't stop there. It's not a wall that keeps the rest of the universe out and you in. As he says, your skin is a bridge. It connects you to everything. It allows the universe to flow into you and you flow into it. There is no separation. There is no separation between you and the rest of the cosmos. There's no separation between your mind and the divine mind of nature or the universe. The separations are illusions. They're linguistic conventions that we've come to believe in so strongly that we think that I end here and the rest of the world begins. But in reality, there's no separating you or I from the world, from each other, from the universe, even from the Big Bang that birthed us. There's no separation except for linguistic separation. That's how you get self and other. It's language. And without that, the boundaries of self and other dissolve, and it becomes quite tricky to draw lines. As I've mentioned in the past, research shows that small children have no concept of self. They have no idea where they end and you begin, and that's a beautiful thing. Don't forget that there is no separating you from the rest of the universe. It's all one, and only language convinces us otherwise. So every time you think about yourself in relation to another, just remember, your skin is not a wall. It's not a barrier. It's a bridge. And it connects you to everything else. You don't exist in isolation, my friend. Your existence was only possible because of others. For me, this is always a helpful reminder. Hopefully, it's the kind of reminder you needed today, and hopefully you'll tune in for another video. Thanks again for joining me, and don't forget to live well.